Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. This one's for you that are not preppers, that are wondering what prepping is. Maybe your partner's a prepper. Maybe a friend that sent you this video is a prepper. And it's just more of an explanation of what that means. And is it something that you should consider? Now, you may already have connotations or ideas of what a prepper is. You may have seen videos from crazy bug-eyed doomsayers or Americans that think they're living in the bunker full time. Or you might have seen the show Doomsday Preppers, where it displays us all as absolute loony bins. I'm not saying there isn't any of them. There's quite a few of them. Some of them are quite funny to talk to. Some of them are interesting to watch. Some of them have some great ideas in between the rubbish. But that's not what it's all about. Prepping is, we're talking in the UK, is about normal everyday readiness. And more than likely, you're already a prepper in some small way. Puncture repair kit in your car, spare tyre, first aid at home, anything like that. That's the kind of thing that preparedness is. You're preparing for something that hasn't happened yet. If you've got a sewing kit to repair clothes, if they're not already ripped, why have you got it? Because you're ready for in case it does happen. And that's all prepping is. And prepping is taking that to the next level because it's seeing the unstable world we live in and identifying potential threats and knowing that we want to do the best for our family and our friends through them situations. Now, this isn't pie in the sky and this isn't Hollywood stuff. How do we know this? Because we've seen it. We were all locked inside our houses for a long time, coming out to clap every so often, going to supermarkets and being 10 meters apart, rationing on how much you could buy, if you could find places that didn't have empty shelves. We've seen it. It's happened. But yet people are very quick to forget these situations. Now, the difference between you and me in that situation was I didn't need to go and queue in that supermarket. I didn't need to fight for toilet roll. I still would have gone out and got supplies when I could, when it was safe to do so, when it wasn't too stressful. But I didn't need to. And that's the whole point of preparing. It's ensuring you're continuing the way you're living now. It's also a form of peace of mind for a lot of people. It's a peace of mind to know that you've got plasters, you've got Calpol if you've got children, you've got some Calpol in the fridge. It's always a bit of peace of mind to have that thermometer so you can check the temperature. Prepping is peace of mind in that way. And it's not an uncommon thing, especially if you go back a generation or two. Pantries were the regular thing. People would often stock up on food galore. We've just become a nation of on demand, which means we are very ill prepared for things like this. It's also about community and sharing, which you'll see a lot of here if you do stay. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's all completely free. And you never know, you might learn something from one of our other videos. You've just got to picture yourself in the situations that you can see in other countries. I get that we're not right next to a war zone at the moment, but we've had power outages caused by a storm recently, and that could happen at any moment. That is not something that's scheduled. Disaster is not marked in your calendar. It could happen now, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in 10 years' time. But being ready for it now means you don't have to worry in the months and years to come. Let's break another stereotype. It's not sat there with a shotgun, 300 rounds of ammunition, and enough tins of beans to fill a small army. Bear in mind when you're looking to prep, look at people in the same situation as you. If you're living in the UK, in a small terrace house, like I am, there is no point getting all your prep advice for somebody on a 300-acre homestead in Canada, or in America, or anywhere else in the world. Because their laws are different, how they prep is different, and their situation is different. And this is not something that has to cost a fortune. Yes, there's preppers that spend a fortune. We all know them. But prepping's not about how much you can spend and how much stuff you have, but just being ready, being adaptable, and being open to learning. You can start preparing food stocks and water stocks very cheaply. Nobody's asking you to go out and buy 40 years worth of food, put it into a garage right now. But get an extra few cans next time you go shopping. Get some food that lasts longer, that you might not eat this week, but it's in the cupboard just in case. And if you do that bit by bit over weeks, that will build up. And if you've got a full cupboard, you've got a slightly less thing to worry about. Same with water. If you've got some spare water, it's just one less thing to worry about. Down south in the UK, they've had boil water notices and things like that, and not to use tap water recently. So when something like that occurs, you are ready for it. So remember, when it comes to stock and supplies, start small, but start evenly as well. Don't go out and get every single water filter you could think of, enough water to, bottled water to feed the entire street and have no food in. Don't get all the food and all the water and have no way to defend it and no way to secure your property. So just think about the different aspects of prepping, all of which are on this channel and many channels like it, and approach it at a nice even keel with a level head, and think of the situation that you think's most likely to happen, and that's what you're getting ready for. Don't forget, it can be a personal situation. It can be the loss of a job. Lots of us have been through it. If you lose a job and you don't have savings, it can be a scary time. Even if you go onto a benefit style system, that can take time to come through. Starting a new job, it takes a while to get paid. So if you've not planned for that unemployment and you've not saved, you're not prepared financially, then having food and water and things like that to fall back on means at least you're not going to go hungry in that period of time. Above all, it's about adaptability to situations, skills over stuff. So learning new skills, learning old skills. People have forgotten how to sew. People have forgotten make, do, and mend. So skills like that are invaluable. Cooking is a skill that many young people don't have at all. And they will live off takeaways and instant food. So if it's a partner of yours that's into prepping, don't jump on the back thinking they're wasting money, because most likely they're thinking about you as well, and they're preparing for you as well. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. A long time, the prepping community has been on the sideline. It's been a quiet little community flying under the radar, but recently has started to come more in focus. And that's because our neighbours across countries around Europe are all preparing for a potential war, potential collapse, potential social disorder. Yet here in the UK, we have our head buried firmly in the sand. Because it'll never happen to us, right? Says every victim ever of any crime. Don't let prepping take over your life. Despite what some commenters may say, it is not an entire way of life. Still take the time to enjoy now. Because if we are right and it hits the fan, then we're going to miss the times we have now. So make the most of them. Start small, start sensible, stay away from all the doom and gloom. Stay informed but not scared. Take control of the things around you. And stop relying on somebody else to come and save you. Because when it all boils down, they're not going to. So now that you have a bit more of an understanding of prepping and what it's all about, and then we're not all crazy tinfoil hat wearing, shotgun wielding maniacs, but we are actually a good community of people that just would like to keep things the way they are in our own little circles. Maybe you're already on the way and you're not far off becoming a prepper because you carry around that multi-tool everywhere you go. Or you do have a way of starting fires, or you're just a camping enthusiast. You'd be surprised how much stuff people already have in their homes that could be considered prepping items. I'm sure if you've got this far, you're already a prepper, or you're already starting to think about prepping. You've already got a first aid kit. Think about fire safety around the home. Think about a power cut that could last 24 hours. People through Storm Dara had power go for nearly 5 or 6 days. Could you survive 6 days with no power? And let's be honest, it's not that expensive to be ready for something as simple as that. So take them little steps, start your journey now. And the first thing you can do that is absolutely free for everyone is to hit the subscribe button on this channel. Check out my fireside chats and my podcasts because I'll introduce you to loads of great prepper channels through them. And of course, plan. Think of scenarios and write down a plan. Think about how you would do it hour by hour, day by day in that situation. That's completely free to do. That only costs you some time and a piece of paper. So planning is completely free, and it's the first step and the most important step to your prepping journey. Thanks for staying tuned to the video, guys. Thanks for watching all the way through. You made it. Well done. Hit the like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will see you all in another video. Goodbye.